Hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by the garden today. I just wanted to pop on again today because we are going to be dropping temperatures, like I said in that video earlier, down into the high 30s to 40s. So a lot of my succulents right here, a lot of succulents can stand frost, some can't. It depends what variety they are. But some of mine are flowering and I just don't want them to go any more dormant than they have already. The temperatures have been so crazy. So when you get temperatures from 85 degrees to drop down to 40, it can be really tough on your plants to survive that much of an extreme cold temperature drop like that. So I'm gonna snuggie up all my succulents right here into one corner, right in this section right here. You can see how I kind of have my chairs right here. I'm gonna snuggie them all up in this section and put a really nice bed sheet over them and cover all these pots all the way through. Now for my garden outside, let's go take a look. We have a lot of little seedlings, so we have to protect these because some just really can't tolerate that much of a temperature drop that quick, overnight. It's 80 degrees one day and then it's 40 the next, and we're actually getting high 30s, which is really, really cold for us here in Florida. When you go from that hot to that cold, it gets really chilly for us. You can see my plants really don't like it either. They tend to struggle a little bit with that cold burn, especially plants that are really young. This is an eggplant. We've got it coming back from that frost burn it suffered with. Not frost burn, just cold damage in itself, just from being too cold, from being such a little seedling. We got it coming back because we protected it and we gave it some grow nutrients. We got that little guy coming back. But these little seedlings right here, my sunflowers, my rosemary right there, these are really not going to tolerate that much of a cold drop. So these are going to get all covered with a bed sheet while staying in my greenhouse. I think I'm going to take this seedling cell tray inside though, just because they're really, really small. Let's go out to the outside garden where the raspberries are because I want to explain some things on berries. So this is a little garden on my pad outside. We're going to end up putting a shed on it eventually, but I'm using it to grow a lot of my plants right now because we're dealing with the ant problem and I want to get my raised bed set up. You can see this raspberry's got a lot of new top growth on it, a lot of berries on it, so I don't want these getting frost damage. Any stems that are like woodsy and brown, they're gonna probably survive if they're a lot older, at least a year old. But any new stems, which I have a lot of new stems on this raspberry right here, this blackberry's starting to grow a lot of new shoots. These are really sensitive at this stage, so at this stage you kind of want to cover them to protect them because all this new healthy growth right here that we've gotten to come back after trimming is going to end up getting damaged. We got flowers on the ends of everything too, starting to push out, so you don't want these shoots getting damaged. We have a big one in here, a new one just starting to pop up on my blackberry. We propagated this a lot, which I have little babies, so we don't want them getting damaged either. Let's go over to my blueberry because she's starting to flower as well, and I don't want this getting damaged. We have a lot of new shoots. See how bare she is? Well, she's got a lot of berries on all her tips. Excuse my voice. She tends to lose her foliage when she produces a lot of berries during this time of year, early spring. And we got a lot of new growth coming out of it because we trimmed her branches. Any new branches that were coming up that were kind of sideways, I trimmed off to kind of let air circulation get in here. You can see these new branches coming up, so I don't want these all to get damaged. They're getting really big, and I have little marigold seeds in here as well. You can see that middle branch right there growing so big. So we don't want this getting damaged. We got a lot of new growth coming in at the tips in between the branches. You can see all that new growth in there. So this is going to get damaged. All that new growth will end up getting damaged. Anything that's really old can tolerate that much of a cold drop that quick. These broccoli plants, they'll probably be okay because broccoli can stand really cold weather. They might get a little struggled out because of it's so cold of a drop. This carrot tote might be okay. I think we're not going to cover that. But my sweet williams, any of my new seeds right here, my flowers are starting to bloom, so that really stinks. I'm going to have to cover these so they don't get damaged. My beans are starting to come up, and my beans, we've been picking these beans like crazy, so I don't want them getting damaged either. You can see how good everything is filling out. This butterfly plant, we hacked the foliage back. We topped the plant a lot, and you can see how much this is starting to grow again. We have a lot of the foliage coming back on this plant. I can't even believe what this used to look like before we trimmed all that foliage off. So I'm going to show you guys a little video down below. I'll post it in the description so you can see and go back and see the progression of this plant coming back. You can see all that new growth. And I don't want none of that stalling out on me because we've got her coming back everywhere. this little tomato seedling. It's the only seedling I planted out here about a week ago, so I've just been protecting that from anything cold. Those peas back there will probably be okay. You can see in that tote right back there, we've got tons of peas growing, so those will probably be fine. I just got to kind of cover everything with that bed sheet. I'm going to try to put everything in the greenhouse as well. Anything small that I can, I'll put in the greenhouse, and then I'll also use some extra protection with the bed sheet over them. And then this is my little green bean tote with new corn popping up. Planted some new corn sprouts, so I have corn growing out of everywhere, and I don't want those to get damaged either. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video and protect your little seedlings. Hope this really helps you and gives you some tips on that. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.